What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media, and I just finished reading the Watchmen comic book for the first time ever a few days back, and I wasn't really gonna make a video on this, but the book was just too good for me to not say anything, and I know that this book has been out for years and years, but I wanted to share my thoughts about it and why I think it is 100% in the top three of some of the best comic books of all time. So if you guys don't know, Watchmen is kind of in an alternate universe of DC where superheroes like the Flash, Superman are actually in comic books. So it's kind of like a realistic world, but very, very altered, where superheroes aren't allowed in the streets unless they're controlled by the government. So there are heroes in this book, or not really heroes, more like vigilantes out on the streets, just not controlled by the government at all, that are kind of just detectives undercover. It's all really cool and a really cool concept, and the overall story is just so fantastic to me. I was just blown away every single page that I was turning. It kind of starts out as this murder mystery story, but very quickly evolves into something much bigger. And usually for comic book stuff, when you start grounded and then you build up to something out of this world like kind of thing that happens, like what happens in this with like the squid and everything that we see with that, it usually could be done in a very forced way, but I feel like it just naturally progressed in this, and I really dig that. But the main thing that I'd love to talk about for this book is the way that they use perspective. I mean, this may be one of the main points of this video, because the way the perspective is used in this book, specifically in the chapter where we get the origins of Dr. Manhattan, I think is just so brilliant and so well done. And if you guys watch my Invincible Season 3 Episode 6 review on the channel from Thursday, you know that I really dug how they used the perspective for Powerplex and how that character was, and just the way that he saw Invincible and everything from the few moments that he was looking up at him. Very well done. And the use of perspective in this book, specifically in that chapter with Dr. Manhattan and his origin, I think is probably the most well done perspective has been in a very long time for anything comic book related, not just in the books but in the movies. And I think that it was so brilliant. So let's talk about it some more. So in that part of the book, we kind of get the origin of Dr. Manhattan and how sad it really is, and just kind of over time seeing him slowly start to come back. Like, he starts out as a bunch of nerves and he comes back like a week later as like a skeleton, and then it's slowly him evolving. And once he's fully evolved and he's kind of carried on with his life with how he is, a few months later we see him kind of, he sees the past, the future, and the present all at the same time. And the way that that is written in the book is so brilliant. I freaking loved it, because he knows the past, the present, and the future and what is going to happen, but he can't stop it, and he doesn't know how it's going to happen. And he doesn't know the outcome of everything, but he sees the future and he can't prevent it. And where we see him in the present day, he has just accepted that, and he just tells people like that what is going to happen, and he acts like it's no big deal because he knows it's going to happen regardless of what the other person how the other person receives it. Every single character in this book is so complex, and none of them I would say are even good guys. I just don't think that any of them should be considered good guys. This is not a hero story. This is very much a dark, sad, real world kind of story. I mean, this was made back in the 80s, but if you guys are wondering the question, does it still hold up today? I think it 100% holds up today. And I think that it is an awesome book to check out, especially in the times that we're in right now, because it really kind of mirrors some of that in some ways. And I loved it. It was so good. This is going to sound very childish of me, but Rorschach, he is the best looking character in the show. Not in that way. I love the comic, like the design of his mask and the hat, and just his whole outfit is just sick, and I just love it. And I've seen clips of the movie. It looks even better there. I'm very excited to check that out later tonight. I can't wait. Rorschach was my favorite character of this book, but he is not a good person whatsoever. I have heard that they kind of make him the protagonist of the film, which I already don't really like, but I'm very excited to check it out. I'm going to watch the ultimate cut because I need every single bit of it, because I love this book so much. It was so good. I cannot get over just how much it really just impacted me. It is one of the best comic books I've read of all time. probably number two. Number one for me is All Star Superman. That book is so good, and that is really why I'm so excited to see James Gunn's Superman, considering that that is the book that he used to adapt the movie. The Watchmen is definitely my second favorite comic book of all time. Number three is probably gonna go. This is gonna be totally recency bias, but Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is a beautiful story. If you guys haven't read it, check it out. That is another project that I am so excited that they are directly adapting to the movies. I'm just so excited that we're getting all this stuff that's just directly adapted from one specific issue. It excites me every time we get something like that, and I can't wait to check out the movie later. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about this and let you guys know I love The Watchmen. I can't wait to check out the movie later. Should I check out the show? Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if you like Watchmen, if you've read the book or if you've seen the movie. And let me know what your top three favorite comic books of all time are, because this definitely my number two, but I'm sorry, nothing is going to beat Superman. Nothing will beat the feeling that that book brought to me. But with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of this video. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.